Yeah, no. Hey, everybody. Today we're here with Scott Jensen, an absolute rock star out of Colorado. Scott's mastered a few of the techniques that we teach in this coaching program. And again, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but Scott at his company has achieved the highest production award that they give, which essentially means he works at that company for free, which is fantastic. And not only does he work there for free, but he is a very good earner. And with that, Scott, I would love for you to just take us through kind of your journey and maybe even the low point and now how great your life is and the high point, maybe even what you have planned. But most importantly, kind of the techniques that you're using, the niches that you're in, and what makes you so successful.
Yeah, I guess maybe first off to start off, real estate is not easy. I mean, everybody's got this great grand idea. Yeah, let's go into real estate, man. It's tons of cash, and all we do is, just kind of hang out and, play golf and all this kind of stuff. Well, what's the success rate? It's like 70% of agents, well, and 30% is the success rate. 70% of agents fail the first year. And there's a reason why that is. And, I think true hustle and just getting out and doing things and treating it like a business and really just jumping in both feet. And it took me a little while to get there. I've been doing real estate for 11 years right now. And I would say the past 4 years have been really, really awesome. So it took me 6 to 7 years to, make things really, really awesome. And if I could go back and do it all over again, first off, I would get an awesome coach because that's what just totally changed my whole entire life. I mean, I had it all figured out, man. Just ask me. But after I really buckled down and really started focusing and getting some good guidance, I mean that's when things absolutely started to explode and really go for me. So I had some very, very lean years and learned some things about what works and doesn't work and so yeah. I mean, as far as your systems here and all this kind of stuff, something specific that you'd like to touch on, Russell?
Yeah, no, I mean, you do exactly what we teach. And you and I have had the same group that we have worked with on all these strategies and techniques. So I know that you've done some new home stuff. I know that you've done some 55 plus stuff, but I would say potentially that 55 plus niche is, potentially your bread and butter. I know that now you're going into some luxury to increase your value, right? And you've got a strategy behind that. And so those are both niches, right? 55 plus is a niche and luxury is a niche. And if you do a niche really well, like the best in the area at it, the business just comes. So talk to me about how you develop the 55 plus niche and how that business is just coming to you now. And then maybe even walk us through what your strategy is on luxury based upon what you did in the niche of 55 plus.
Perfect. So I can't tell you how important it is just to pick a lane and go, because in real estate there's so many different avenues that you can take and you can just get yourself lost. And that's really what happened the first 6, 7 years that I was in real estate. When I got a coach, got things dialed in, got my lane, we got things going. And in that first 6, 7 years, flipped a couple of homes and did quite a bit in real estate investing and this kind of stuff. So I basically learned how to run the numbers, how to know what it costs to, replace drywall, put in, carpet, hardwoods, all that kind of stuff. So I had a friend of mine who does senior real estate reach out to me and she said, "Hey, I've got this client and I don't really know what to do here. Can you come help me analyze this?" So I went on over and I basically flipped their house for him in my head. And I put everything down on a piece of paper. I put out some different scenarios of what they could do as far as a full gut to, just cleaning it up and selling it to an investor. And then what we'd sell it for at that point in time, or depending upon what we did to it. And it was amazing. So I did this with a few other senior advisors and just really it's a lot of work to do one of these things. So I mean, it's one of those things to where you've got to be committed and you got to want to work for it. but I don't make phone calls anymore. The phone rings. I mean, constantly, about 2, 3 times a week. I will get a phone call about somebody who basically needs my services at this point. And it took, a good 2 years to put this whole entire thing together and to build the relationships. That's another big thing about real estate, is that it is relational. It's all about relationships. It's all, when you're talking about your sphere and in building those relationships, when you're talking about, any of these niches, you've got to build the relationships with the people that are involved there if you want to succeed. And then you got to show up, and you got to show up with both feet, moving forward as well during the scenarios. So it just kind of evolved, and it's really great because I renovate these homes under the current homeowner, so there's no investment, like an investor or a flip or any of this kind of stuff. I get paid a great commission and I move on to the next, and it's just boom, boom, boom. And the biggest part about this is that these people are just, they don't know what to do. And, mom has moved into assisted living, or mom and dad have died, or, whatever the case scenario is. And they're just completely overwhelmed. They've got a mortgage payment to pay. They've got now they've got assisted living to pay. And if it's memory care, it's $10,000 to $15,000 a month. How are you going to afford all this? So I've got, from the real estate or the investment days, I've got these investors that will come in and basically do bridge loans for me. So they'll, invest the $50,000, $70,000, $80,000, whatever it takes, to take care of memory care for the parents, or just one of, and also the money to get the house ready for market. And then we just absolutely hit a home run at the end of the day, because we're able to sell the house for a decent level, or for its max price, rather than just shoving it out the door to an investor where they have to make a profit on it. So you end up, selling it for, basically nothing. So we basically maximize the sale of the house, and just everybody wins. And I'll tell you, those are the real estate transactions that at the end of the day, you sit back in your chair and you lean back and you go, man, that was worth my time right there. So I think that's the reason why I just love the senior real estate. And I would say that about 50% of my business every year comes from senior real estate. And then the other 50% is, just sphere. It's once again, it's just a relationship thing. Social media and me are just hand in hand, and it's never more than just staying visual out there. That's really what it's all about. So my assistant, she will post a coming soon. She'll post a just listed. She'll post under contract. She'll post closed. I mean, there's like 4 or 5, 6 postings for every single home that we do. And when you get all, and you always use a different angle, a different photo, this kind of stuff, so that, unless you're really tuned into it, it all looks like different houses. So you just look really, really busy. And because you're doing so much posting, you're top of mind. And as you know, top of mind is what makes people call you. So social media is one of the big things for me, to just stay top of mind, and just keep my mug out there, and for people to call. And then I guess the only other thing that we really do is sphere, just on top of my mind, is we do a lot of contests. I'm in Denver, Colorado, and we give away a lot of Colorado Avalanche tickets and Denver Nuggets tickets, and we do that through partners, because I've got estate attorneys that I work with the senior real estate. I've got other people that I work with, and they've all got season tickets. So we do this contest, we promote the heck out of them, we get the free tickets, we give them to the clients. Everybody looks like a rock star at the end of the day, and they get to go check out a game. So the partnerships and putting things together there for the sphere, and we do a big pickleball tournament in the middle of the summer, and that's always a hoot. Just people that have never played before, to these people that play every week, they just come and kick your butt. But just staying active and in front of people, and just keeping those relationships alive.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing a lot, right? The bridge loans, and again, you picked a niche. You just talked about all the relationships in that niche with the lenders and the contractors and the estate attorneys. And so now you have built that network. You are the known real estate expert in that space. And so the business comes to you. That's what we talk about from a niche perspective. And the other thing that we teach and that you and I have both learned, Scott, is from a social media and sphere perspective, that's it. I mean, everybody's on Instagram or TikTok or Twitter or, Facebook or what it depends upon your age, right? Or even YouTube. Some, a lot of people scroll there. We actually have a Big View app that we share with our coaching clients, and it posts to all of them at once, right? So you can post to all of them at once. To your point, every listing or every buyer has, the in contract, the just listed, the pending, the close. I mean, there's so many things that you can, if you really wanted to leverage, like, full contingency release. I mean, there's so much that you can get out there if you're not posting content, essentially on a daily basis. You're kind of missing the boat. And Scott, I have learned and I have thought the more I post on social media, especially like My Ugly Mug, like you're talking about, right? You start to think, oh my gosh, that's another great idea. And sometimes I'm posting more than one time a day, because you just have to get over it. Once you start doing it, you're like, oh man, this is really, and I'll tell you what's happened for me. And you can tell me if it's happened the same thing for you. I'm a better real estate agent because of it.
Oh.
I'm always looking for the new cutting edge thing. And I research it a little bit, and then I get it posted. And the whole process takes 15, 20 minutes, but it increases my real estate knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes you closer to your clients as well. And it just nurtures nurtures the relationship.
Well, and I know you're a humble guy, right? And I know that those first, 6 or 7 years were not super profitable. But I would like two more things for you. We got 6 minutes left. Number one is, how has your life changed? Like, what are some of the things that you're splurging on a bit? And then number two, the experience that you took from becoming really the master of that, silver-aged person, where you've got the estate attorneys and the wellness places and the assisted living cares and the subcontractors and the lenders. Again, two questions. The first one is, what are you taking from that old experience that you're going to bring into luxury, right? Because you're going to up your values. You're going to work less deals and make more money. And then what have you splurged on? What fun stuff have you done?
Yeah, well, it's kind of funny because I was talking to my wife and we were just kind of looking at the year and what are we going to do? And with everything that I do with the senior real estate, I put everything on my Southwest credit card, and then the bridge loan pays it back. So I've got just mad miles. We signed up for this vacation deal, I don't know, 15 years ago, something like that. So at any rate, we've got crazy points there. So, through what real estate has given us, airline wise, we're going to fly to Hawaii. And we're just gonna go out for a week, and we're gonna stay at this resort that we've got points with as well. And I mean, it's going to be a super cheap vacation to get all the way out there and spend a week in Hawaii. And those type of things wouldn't happen without the processes that we have in place, without the relationships that we have in place, because these senior advisors would not call me. And then, just the big picture are funneling all the way down. So I think there's some really neat opportunities that arrive that you don't even think about at the beginning. The reason why I left corporate America and the reason why I got into real estate was to create a better life, just a more relaxed life, and I knew that I wasn't going to get the retirement that I wanted where I was. And took a little while to get there, but absolutely, real estate is going to deliver that retirement. And in the words of the master Don Yoakum, if you want to give yourself a raise, start selling things that are just a little more expensive. Well, so that's kind of what we've really dug our heels into. We signed up for EXP Luxury. I don't know, about 6 months ago, something like that. And we have a marketing budget of 2025 for about $24,000. And what we're going to do with that $24,000 is just put things in the hands of people that have a $1.5 million home or more. And I know in California, 1.5 isn't, much, but in Denver, I mean, you're talking luxury real estate when you're at 1.5 and above. So just the first week that we sent our marketing out, it was very encouraging because I ended up with a listing appointment and went over, had a great time with these people, and we're going to list the house, coming up here in at the beginning of April, mid-April, beginning of May, something like that. Whenever the snow stops and we can really get things to green out and really make the house shine. So it's given me, I mean, the steps of moving from basically nothing to just grinding and doing the senior real estate stuff and grinding and doing the social media and just grinding and working on some type, well, and farms. That's a really good thought, because now that we're into this luxury, we're seeing an area that's actually kind of moving and active. And it's like, let's hit that. And we've got the tools now to go ahead and pull the clients that are listed, more likely to sell, and to go ahead and just start reaching out, start trying to develop those relationships. So if they have been thinking about selling, that we're right there. So it's all just, processes all the way through, and you just try to keep moving and move into development and building and just, whatever you can do. But you always hustle. You never stand still. You're always looking for the next and how to better yourself. And I think that's what real estate really has taught me over the years, is just the grind, the hustle, and just how to better yourself every day. You own your own business, and you're relying on yourself, and you just go out there and get it. I don't know what else to say.
Well, and Scott, I think you really nailed it at the beginning, right? Not spinning your wheels for 6 or 7 years, but chasing all the shiny objects. And then when you got into a lane and you dominated a niche, right? That's when things started to click. You really communicated well with your sphere of influence on a consistent basis. Things started to click, right? Now you're going into a new niche for the right reasons, using the right strategies, and things are going to click. They're clicking already. So, that is, again, in the great words of Don Yoakum, right? He's part of our coaching program. The folks that join this coaching program actually get a membership to Pro Insight, exclusive to our coaching program. So they're going to get some of that goodness from Don and Justin also. And I want to thank you so much for your time. I don't take too much. I know we're at the end, and Scott, you're awesome.
Yeah. Appreciate you for everything, Russell. I always enjoy seeing you at the EXP events. I always enjoy hanging out with you as well. So you call me a rock star. I mean, the rock star talking right there.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott.